Well, welcome back. A new Wisconsin law in 2026 puts new restrictions on barn owners that host events.
AJ Byatt joins us in the newsroom after talking to a pair of business owners as well as lawmakers who are already working to change the law. AJ.
Well, Natalie, Jessup, it was through some last-minute maneuvering back in 2023, the legislature tucked language into a much broader alcohol bill that required wedding barns to either get a liquor license or be limited to hosting 6 events per year. Now, those regulations went into effect January 1st, but there is now a bipartisan push to loosen those restrictions.
What the previous legislation is really trying to do is to force more venues to operate as bars that don't want to.
Republican State Senator Andre Jacques refers to legislation passed back in 2023. Under the law, now in effect, wedding barns must get either a liquor license or a new non-sales event permit. That permit requires barns to use only licensed bartenders. They'd be limited to 6 events per year and could only allow guests to serve beer and wine.
We financially would not be able to survive, seeing that we just bought the venue in 2022. We wouldn't have been able to survive on 6 alone.
So Afton Krysiak says the Gathering Barn in Fort Atkinson is going ahead and getting a liquor license. She says meeting the requirements that come with it are not cheap.
We had to purchase, over almost close to $30,000 worth of refrigeration systems.
Others, such as the Farmview Event Barn near Oshkosh, believe getting a liquor license is not worth the money or the effort.
At my age, I do not want to start another business. I have no experience whatsoever running a retail operation of any kind, especially alcohol.
Gene Bond maintains it's unfair to put the new restrictions on barns. A bipartisan group of lawmakers agrees. They are introducing a bill that would allow barns with the event permit to host up to 36 events in a year and allow renters to also serve liquor.
You ought to be able to serve a Wisconsin Old Fashioned at your wedding. And right now, even with those 6 events, you can't do that.
Supporters of the current law say it's unfair for barns to host events with alcohol, but avoid the regulations placed on other venues. Lawmakers believe they have a fair compromise and hope to hold a vote on it soon.
For a lot of these venues, their wedding season starts in May. We still have time to fix this, but we don't have a lot of time.
Senator Mark Spreitzer notes legislative leaders seem to back the current law, so it's doubtful they would allow a vote on this bill. Now, he hopes to potentially go through a back door, adding their language as an amendment to a completely different bill. Well, that's how the sausage got made with this law in the first place. So, Jessup and Natalie, we might be in for more of the same with this proposal.